For instance, there's some true stories. These actually happened, mark you. An announcer picked up a bit of paper. He said, "And now Radio Playhouse presents My Lady Sleeps with the male chorus." Tonight, from London, the Eamon Andrews Show. And tonight, Eamon's guests are Milt Kamen, Dudley Moore, Lucille Ball, the Dudley Moore Trio, Carmen McRae, Noel Coward, Mohammed Ben Ali, formerly Cassius Clay. And now, here's Eamon Andrews.
Well, welcome. May I tell you that just before the show, I was talking to a rugby fan who came all the way down from Lancashire yesterday to see the Rugby League Cup final at Wembley, but by mistake, he went to Highbury, where he sat right through the big fight and didn't notice the difference. Now, I only dare say that because we have in the audience tonight the Rugby League Cup winners themselves, the St. Helens rugby team. Welcome. Great to see you both. A great game. Stay around. I may need you later. Now, back home in the States, my first guest is known for a style of humor that has the producers of all the top comedy shows continually knocking on his door. Well, we've prized him away from them this weekend, Milt Kamen. Milt, I was checking up on you, and I discovered that you weren't a comedian to begin with. You're sort of a late arrival in the comedy field. What did you start doing first?
Well, I was a symphony musician. It's a terrible thing to say out loud, but I was. I was a French horn player.
I don't know whether you're kidding or not, but you were.
No, I was.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't play anymore, but I can imitate it. It's. You can see why I gave it up.
Do you, in fact, like comedy better than your life in music?
Well, it's quite different. I don't know, I guess not everyone would know. In a symphony orchestra, no matter who the musician is that plays a solo, the next day you read that the conductor did a great job. And you've been shivering and playing. And you think, well, he gets all the credit. I mean, who can't play a stick? Also, there's certain dangers that go on in the symphony orchestra. There are signals. You know, when a conductor is conducting, while he's conducting, your life is in danger, because if he doesn't like you, he can fire you. And the way they do it is right while you're playing. And he conducts like this, and he goes like this. And it means 2 weeks and you're out. And some conductors are good, but a lot of them fake. So you ever see a conductor who goes like this? You know, everyone says, what emotion? It's not emotion. He's saying, where's the place? Where's the place? He's lost.
What about your family, Milt? Do they prefer you, in music or in comedy? Are you married?
No, I'm not married. No, I'm a bachelor. Oh, yes. I didn't know that. I thought I was just single. But I am a bachelor. I don't know if there's so much pressure here in England as there is in the United States. They pressure if you're not a married person. Everyone's always trying to get you married, you know. They say, here, I want to introduce you to a nice girl, you know. And I can't tell them I don't want a nice girl. But there is a lot of pressure. Well, I think in ancient Sparta, there was the same thing. Years ago in Sparta, if a fellow didn't want to get married...
And where was this?
Sparta.
Yep.
You know, they used to have the bachelor run around the whole city, all nude, in the wintertime, and freezing, until he would say, all right, I'll marry you. And he would marry any girl. That didn't matter. And she would say, well, he was cold in the beginning, but he warmed up. But no, I don't know if I'll get married now, because I don't know if I bought a pressure cooker not long ago. That's a terrific thing, a pressure cooker. I don't need anybody to cook for me. There's 25 minutes for chicken, 13 minutes for beef stew, and 3 minutes for 10 pairs of socks. And you don't need any detergent, just a little garlic. Then it cleans the socks. Socks are great. But sometimes I feel guilty that I'm not married because I could be divorced, and I feel guilty because I know I'm denying a nice lady alimony.
Just denying a nice lady a pressure cooker. Why I had difficulty in picking up Sparta? Your accent is Brooklyn, is it?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. That's where they spawn comedians, apparently. Everyone claims they came from Brooklyn. I did. I liked it there. It's nice. Of course, I came from a very rough section of Brooklyn called Brownsville, Brooklyn, and that's the place that Murder Incorporated came from. And I needn't tell you the fine work that organization has done. But, you know, it's interesting. Then they got organized. But you know what's funny? And I was in London here now for a whole day, so naturally I'm an authority. But it is, you know, the trees and it's beautiful to see so much grass trees. I didn't see any of that until I was about 19, because we don't have that in New York. Just buildings grow, but that's all. And I remember when I was about 6 or 7, I saw a pigeon, and I thought it was an angel. I never saw anything like that. And I remember the first time I saw a cow in Washington, D.C., you know, my reaction, I was 19, and I became embarrassed when I saw the cow. I threw a blanket over it that no one should see it. What a terrible thing. It was just... And I remember when I saw chickens and cows and everything running around, all uncooked. I always thought a chicken looked like this naturally. I didn't know.
Look, Milt, while we've been talking here, right over there, bass player Pete McGurk and drummer Chris Karen have ever so surreptitiously crept on the set, because we're going to hear Samantha. And to complete the trio, all that's required is for me to introduce that famous piano-playing virtuoso, Maestro Dudley Moore. Great. But I don't have to tell you that was Samantha from the new LP, The Genuine Dud. We're going to be talking to The Genuine Dud in a couple of minutes, but we'll hold it there because we want to meet also in a couple of minutes the greatest lady of television comedy, Lucille Ball, and one of the greatest names of the theatre, Noel Coward.